Today, I'm going to talk about one of LA's most popular and historic neighborhoods. Matter of fact, let's just get into it right now. What's going on, folks? Dietric Williams, realtor with Compass, Baldwin Hills, California, and welcome to another edition of Info on the Go, the show where I give tips, tricks, and insight on how to buy, sell, and invest in real estate in Southern California. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap that bell so that you're notified every time I upload new content to YouTube. Lafayette Square, affectionately known as The Square, is an affluent community in Los Angeles. Now, this semi-gated neighborhood consists of 236 homes and is one of the most desirable and wealthiest neighborhoods in the central LA region, alongside Hancock Park and Windsor Square. Although founded in 1913 by real estate developer Charles Lafayette Crenshaw, the area really gets its name from the French Marquis de Lafayette, who fought along the colonists in the American Revolution. Now, Lafayette Square is situated about 7 miles west of downtown, 2 miles east of Beverly Hills, and about 4 miles south of Hollywood. The nearest beach is Santa Monica Beach, which sits about 9 miles away. It's an 8-block community surrounded by Venice Boulevard to the north, Washington Boulevard to the south, Crenshaw Boulevard to the east, and West Boulevard to the west. Now, the only way to get into the community is St. Charles Place, which is a broad palm tree lined avenue with a raised median, which serves as the community's pretty much main street. Now, the area is primarily known for its significant architecture and large homes, which sit on pretty large lots. But another notable piece of that, and it's really an incentive to the residents that live there, is its central location to everything that's Los Angeles. Pretty much it sits right in the center of everything. Now, earlier I told you the community was semi-gated, and that's because there's really no guard that sits on St. Charles Place who lets people into the neighborhood. But back in 1989, they wanted to cut down on some of the commuter traffic that was going through the neighborhood. So people wanted to cut through some of those streets to avoid traffic coming down Crenshaw or West Boulevard. In order to do that, they put up wrought iron gates alongside the Venice side, which sits to the north, the Washington side, which sits to the south. So you can still get in via foot traffic, but you cannot drive through the area. Remember, the only entrance and the only exit is St. Charles Place. 20 years ago, the city of LA designated Lafayette Square as an HPOZ, which stands for Historic Preservation Overlay Zone. You're probably asking yourself, Dietric, what in the world is that? Well, I'm glad you asked. An HPOZ is a zoning designation, and really it's used to protect the architectural history of homes in a certain area. So in Lafayette Square, those homes cannot be reconstructed, so the HPOZ prevents those homes from actually being torn down. Now, if you're somebody who lives in an HPOZ and you want to make changes to the exterior of your home, you have to go through the HPOZ board to get approval for it, essentially. So just keep that in mind if you're thinking about moving into an area like Lafayette Square or any place that has an HPOZ, that if you plan on making changes to the outside of the house, you have to get that approved first. Now, the houses in Lafayette Square showcase the architectural styles that were popular between 1910 and about 1930. Styles such as Tudor Revival, Mediterranean Revival, Italiante, Neo-Federalist, American Craftsman, Spanish Colonial Revival, and American Colonial Revival. Some homes have been designed in the modern style, which exemplifies an important trend in LA's architectural development. And many of these homes were designed by renowned African-American architect Paul Williams. No relation, at least none that I know of. Early residents of Lafayette Square include Joe Louis the boxer, actors Fatty Arbuckle and W.C. Fields, Little Richard, yeah, that Little Richard, the singer. Also Paul Williams, who built a home and owned a home in the square, and also the Crenshaw family. And out of all the developments of George Crenshaw, this was his last and greatest one. Another notable resident that was in the area at the time was the founder of my alma mater, Pepperdine University. In fact, several years back, I had the opportunity to work with a colleague of mine at another brokerage where we actually sold the Pepperdine house to somebody else. So go figure. I sold the Pepperdine house and I graduated from Pepperdine University. Most of the residents send their kids to private schools or the charter schools. In fact, Marlboro School, which is a private high school for girls, and Loyola High School, which is a Jesuit prep school for young men. For those that do send their kids to public school, they either choose a charter school or they're looking for a school outside of the district, which in this case would be LAUSD. I mentioned before that Lafayette Square was a really desirable neighborhood in central LA. In fact, there have only been like 5 houses that have sold in the past 6 months. The median sales price for homes in the area is about 2.1 million. I told you they were pretty large homes, so the median size for a house is about 3,600 square feet, and the average lot size sits somewhere between 8,900 and 9,000 square feet. So again, as you can see, very large homes that sit on very large lots. Now, again, it's a desirable community. When these houses come on the market, they typically don't last long. The average days on market for a house in Lafayette Square, 10 days. So if you are interested in the community and you see something pop up, do not delay, do not drag your feet, do not dilly-dally, because those homes do not last long. Now, the area in and of itself doesn't have a lot of amenities around it. So if you're looking to do shopping or you need to go to a mall, you're probably gonna have to go to Midtown Crossing or Midtown Shopping Center, which is just west of Lafayette Square, kind of actually northwest of Lafayette Square, but it's close. You almost can actually walk there if you really wanted to. Now, if you're looking to do some real shopping, you're probably gonna end up at the Beverly Center or at the Grove. Now, there's a ton of places that you can eat around Lafayette Square, from small mom and pop stores to, if you want to travel a little bit further to go someplace that's a little bit more upscale, you can do that. So there's a lot of things for you to choose from. The community itself doesn't have a lot of amenities, but the surrounding communities do. So if you are looking for some place to dine, you can always go to one of LA's staple places, which is Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles off of La Brea and Pico, or you can go to Simply Delicious, which serves Southern Creole cuisine. And trust me, you really should try it. So that's my rundown of Lafayette Square, or the Square as it's more commonly known here. But if you're looking for a community that may be more budget friendly, you might want to consider these 2 videos for places out in the South Bay. Very affordable, yet still close enough to LA to make you feel like you're in the LA metro region. Check these out.